everybody, thank you for joining me again today. I'm Lee from thecraftyspark.co.uk and today we're going to make this gorgeous gift bag which matches the card I showed you in my last video. Now if you haven't seen this one already, I will put the link for this so that you can actually have a watch of this one. But for today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful bag. Now this is actually quite a cool bag, even if I do say so myself. Not only is it very pretty, but it can look like that. See how I pinched the sides in just a little bit there? Or it can look like that, so you can have the sides poking out. Or you can just have them, whoops, close, thank you. I'll have to hold it together. You can have them in. I just said that, didn't I? So you go in or out. And the best bit, you can actually make yourself a stack of these, so you've always got them on hand because they lay completely flat. How cool is that? I think that is the best design in the world. Whoever invented this particular bag, oh my goodness, you're a genius. Look, it's like an origami thing going on. But isn't it clever? Because look, it just does that when you pull the sides up. Ta-da! I like it like that actually, with them poked in. So let me show you how I made it, and then you could make one yourself. Now, we are going to start, whoops, I'm just grabbing my cardstock. Now, this is, what is this? This is Gorgeous Grape, and I'm just getting out my scoreboard, because you're going to need your scoreboard. And this cardstock measures 8 1/4 by 11. So 8 1/4 by 11. And we're going to start with the long edge at the top, and we are going to score at 3. Whoa, that was a bit of a wobbly 3/4. There we go, 3/4. And again at 4 1/2, and again at 6 1/2, and then whoops, one more at 10 1/4. Okay, so we've got 3/4, 4 1/2, 6 1/2, 10 1/4. All right. Now, before you move your cardstock anywhere, just with the end of your stylus or a pencil, whichever you prefer, count back from the 4 1/2 mark 2 inches. So in other words, to 2 1/2, and just sort of just mark a tiny little dot there. On the other side, do exactly the same. So this time we're going to go across 1, 2 to 9, and again just oh, that's not right, is it 6 1/2? 7, sorry, 8 1/2. We're going to go across to 8 1/2, so 2 inches, because 6 1/2 plus 2 is 8 1/2. So again, just a tiny little dot. So we've marked 2 1/2, 8 1/2. Turn it round, do exactly the same again. Little dot at 2 1/2, little dot 8 1/2. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go with the short edge at the top, and you can see my squiggly line there probably in the camera. But with the shortest end at the top, you're going to score at 2, and then 6 1/4. Okay, so 2, 6 1/4. All right. That's your scoring for this bit. Next thing you need to do, whoops, so you can move that out of the way, is you need to grab a ruler. So I'm just sitting down and shuffling around on my chair. Grab a ruler from that little mark that you've just made at 2 inches. Go from there to the centre of where these lines cross here. Okay. and score. Now if you've got a grid pad like me, this is easy peasy. Okay, if you haven't got a grid pad like me, why not? Question number one, because you should have one. But in all seriousness, you could use a wad of paper or an old magazine, anything like that really. But you want to do this all the way around on something cushioned using a ruler and your score tool. Okay, so from that line just to where all those score lines just crossed over. Okay, so now you have got diagonal lines there, and then you've got your straight lines going across. Now, where's my, oh, there it is. I'm trying to find my bone folder. Just pull my sleeves down because some bracelets are jangling again. In my last video, when I was doing this card, I did actually ask if you could leave me a comment to let me know if my bracelets annoy you, because if they do, I totally understand, and I would take them off right now, but I can't. I have to wait for my husband to do it for me. So if you did already leave a comment on that video saying, yes Lee, please take your bracelets off, they're really irritating, I apologise for not doing so yet. It's because I'm making this video directly after the one for the card. So when I've read all the comments and I make the next video, if I need to, I will take them off, I promise. Right, now this is the bit of an awkward thing, because we've got to try and get that score line. That's a real nuisance to get to it, but you want to score it as best you can, because we need that to bend. Now I'm actually going a bit inside out with it at the moment because I'm just trying to score it to get it into the right place, because otherwise our next bit is just going to be really difficult. So, oops, got them cack-handed as usual. Fingers and thumbs around the wrong way. Got it, right, there we go. Okay, so we now have, you can see it's starting to take shape a little bit now, can't you? This is where I started to get really confused when I was making this, because I was thinking, well, okay, that goes in there. Don't get it. Oh, I don't understand. But the easiest way to work it out, lay it flat, grab your glue or tape, whichever you prefer to use, and pop your glue along these lines here. Okay, so can you see I'm doing it in that sort of funny shape? There's probably a very special name for that. I doubt it's called funny shape, but that's what I'm calling it, because I'm not knowing what it's called. I'm sure someone will tell me. In fact, I bet if one of my sons was down here, I could ask him and he'd be like, oh yeah, Mum, that's called blah 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 blah. Okay, right, there we go. So now I've put the glue in those funny shapes. I'm going to fold it inwards so it's flat, and just make sure, oops, a bit of glue sticking out there, it's snuck out on me. Whoops, now I'm wiping it everywhere. Oh, it'll be alright, I won't see it in a minute. But I just want to make sure I've got that really, really stuck, because if it's not really, really stuck, it's going to make the next bit a little bit harder to do. So let's get all that stuck down. There we go. Now then, dun dun dun, you need to lift up one side, and as you lift it up, get your finger in the other side as well, so that you kind of, you see how my fingers are placed? I've got one here, 4 fingers in the middle, thumbs on the edge, and just pull it up and out, just gently. Don't go too mad with it, otherwise you might end up tearing up all your nice hard work. That will then give you that shape. All right, once you've got that shape, if you lay it on its side, now you're not really going to be able to see this unfortunately, but what I'm doing, I've got it on its side and I'm sticking my bone folder in, and I'm just going to go on those lines there, which I don't know if you can see or not because I can't actually see the front of my camera at the moment, but in there, that's where we're doing, because I want to crease those back the other way. That is going to make it so that next time I open it, it will open for me and I won't have to be sticking my fingers in anything. Oh, right in that corner. There we go. That's it. Okay. See, so now it goes flat and it goes straight into shape. No more sticking your fingers anywhere. But that's what it's looking like. So this is the sort of basic outline of it, if you like. Now I want to decorate it. Well, for some reason, my camera decided to stop filming. So I carried on doing the rest of this video for you, and then realised that the camera wasn't actually on. Hence, different clothes. So I'm going to pick up from where I was, as far as you're concerned, like 2 seconds ago. But if things look like they've moved around, that's what's going on. So we are back on our lovely bag. Now, before you actually decorate this bag, you need to give it a little bit of a bend, because if you don't bend it, when you close it, it will just keep doing this, because you've doubled up on the cardstock. It's made it really, really strong. This is a really strong bag. So bring these sides up, just hold the top, pinch it together and just push it down gently. You see how it's bending? Like bouncing on a mini trampoline thing. And just keep doing it until when you open it, it sort of holds about there. And if you look at the sides, can you see how they're now curved? It looks quite good actually as well, because it gives the bag a bit of shape rather than it just being a, you know, a bog standard flat kind of box. So if you look at this one, can you see how it curves around? It's almost like a proper little fabric bag. I love these bags, they're so cute. I think I might have to make a bunch of them. Right, so let's go to decorating. Now, when you decorate these, the easiest way to do it, flatten it out again. Now it does bend a little bit now, don't worry about that. Turn it over and turn it the way you're going to work. I say it like that because I didn't do it and I ended up with one bag with everything upside down. So turn it the way you're going to work. Have the smaller bit at the top, because if that's there, you know you're working upwards. You need to ignore your little patch in the middle. We're not doing anything with that because that's actually the bottom of the bag. We're just going to do this top piece. Okay, now I've already got some panels ready. Ready. This paper is the Butterfly Gala paper, and it's the same paper that I used when I did the card that goes with this bag. And you'll see in that video, I did actually colour this paper. Hence the mess. So this is basically the black and white paper. It starts black and white. I coloured it using Highland Heather ink and my foam brayer. So I just rolled. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I put the colour on the paper so that instead of having white butterflies, I actually got the purple butterflies because I wanted everything to be purpley and match. So I'm going to put this one on first. Now this is actually Highland Heather cardstock on the back, and this measures 4 1/8 by 3 5/8. 4 1/8 by 3, yeah, that's right. And the piece on the front is 4 by 3 1/2. Now obviously this is flat. We want it a little bit bent. Now when you're doing this, when you're doing these bendy things that I'm showing you, be gentle, because if you're not too gentle, you're actually going to end up with creases everywhere you don't want creases. So just a little bit like that. All right. See how it's now not laying flat on the paper? Perfect. Right, let's pop our glue on here. Now I'm going to be a little bit generous with this one, because where we've got this bendy thing going on, you want to make sure it's not going to pop off. All right, so when you're sticking it on, if you're using glue, put a fair amount of glue on. If you're using tape, make sure you've got lots, and it's strong tape. Don't go using no wussy tapes. All right. I never know what it's called. You know the red tape? This stuff? This is always really good, because that is super strong. In fact, we're going to be using that in a minute as well. Hence it's on my desk. Right, so it's all nicely stuck down. I've got a little panel here, which is going to go on the front. Again, just going to give it just a little bit of a curl. It just starts to break the fibres down in the cardstock, and if you're breaking down the fibres, it makes it a bit more pliable, which is what you're aiming for. Okay, so I'm just sitting going blum, 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 blum. I'm just going to fiddle with my card. Now for these two. Oh dear, I actually used my stitch framelits, and I used, whoa, get back on there. Oh, word, hang on, let me rearrange myself. There we are. Right, just had to pause that there because I was getting to the point where I was just throwing my framelits everywhere. So what I was actually going to tell you was I used this one for that bit, and I used, whoops, I'm going to do it again now, aren't I? There we go. This one for that bit. If you don't have these stitch framelits, you should, because they're brilliant. But if you don't, this little piece here is, where are we? This is a smaller piece. This is 1 3/8 by 2.5. And this bit, which is gorgeous grape, is 3 1/8 by 1 7/8. Okay. Now move them over there. We're gonna well, we would if the glue was working. There we go. That's why you should always put your lid on your glue, you see, otherwise it dries out. Oops, I thought this one was dry as well then. Right, I'm just gonna just pop that on there and put that on there. There we go. Let's just make sure it's straight. Yep, nice and straight, nice and done. Just rearranging myself on the chair. Right, that's same thing as before. Fair amount of glue, or your strong tape, because you don't want it popping off. Now this, I don't know if you remember when I did this card, I was actually saying to you about how you have the wider bit at the bottom and the top and the narrow at the sides, and then when you open the card, you're the opposite way round. So you have narrow at the top and bottom and wider at the sides. Well, we're going to use the same principle actually with this, so they all matches really nice. So we're going to go relatively low to the bottom, but with a wider space at the sides. Can you see? Because, whoops, actually I'm going to move it up a little bit. It's a bit too low there. Doing it like that, you're mirroring. I should talk a bit slow really. I can't get my words out today. You're mirroring the card that we've made in the design, and it's just a little something extra that helps them match in together. Okay, so that is our panel on there. Now I'm just going to give it a little bit of a bendy again. Bendy wendy. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. No, it's sad, aren't I? Right, I've done another one as well. This one's already done, and yep, still nice and bendy wendy. Right, let's pop some glue on here. Now all the sizes for these are going to be on my blog. They are going to be in centimetres and inches. So whether you're metric or imperial, you'll still be able to make this bag. Right, let's turn it around the other way. Small bit at the top again. Pop it on. There we go. Let's give it a rub, make sure it's stuck properly. Right. Look, isn't it looking pretty? Can you see though, where I've put this other layer on, it's gone all stiff again. So we're going to do the same thing as we did just now. Just going to hold the top and just, whoop, it's a bit stiffer this time because it's hard. Wait, look, did you see how that popped off? That's why you need to make sure you have a lot of glue. Might be better actually if I waited until it was dry. If that happens, don't panic. I was going to put some more glue on then, but I won't bother. Yeah, if it does happen, don't stress and think, oh my god, I've ruined it. You really haven't. You just need to stick a little bit more glue back in there. Alright. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Right, I'm going to hold the bottom this time. Be a bit more. There, that'll do. Right, next thing, we're going to put some ribbon on. I'm going to put a lid on my glue as well. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Now, remember I said that I'd been filming this yesterday and I thought I was still going and I wasn't. Well, one of the things I was showing you was the ribbon. Now, it's already cut, this one, because I took it off of what I made yesterday. I don't like wasting things. But all I've done is I've just got some of this really, really nice, gorgeous grape stripy ribbon. Put this red tape stuff on the back and I'm going to stick it on the card. Actually, do you know what? I can be really clever here, can't I? I can use that end and then I haven't got to mess about. Oh, alright, maybe not. I was going to say I can just peel it off, but of course I can't because the back's still joined together. Oh, donut. Right, let's try again. Okay. So peel the tape off and I'm actually going to start at the front, which you might think, whoa, oh my gosh, I can't start there, I need to hide it in the back. You don't. You want a clean line at the back, so start it at the front and line your ribbon at the bottom of that fold there. Oh, where's the camera gone? That it? I hope so. I can't actually see my camera because it's up there. Right, line it on there, okay. Flip it over and just keep it. Oh, there's a bit of tape hanging off there. Oh, get off. Where's that gone? Oh, it's part of this bit. Look. Oh my word, getting in a muddle. Story of my life, really, isn't it? Right, okay, back to this. So, stay along your fold, right the way along. Flip it over. And when you go to your join, if you haven't already cut your ribbon, whoops, oh, stuck to it. Cut your join at an angle. Now, it's going to be really difficult to actually match that up exactly, but just get it as close as you can. And if you've got any loose bits, you see like these little thready bits, just tuck them in, just push them down to the tape and they will just hold themselves in place. Right, let's put this one on. Same thing, so we're going to start in the middle, just under that fold. Oops. There we go. Fold it round. Might as well take all of that off now, it's just getting in the way. Lay it nice and flat so it's going right the way along. Fold over, round, and again just meet it in the middle, and if you've got any fluffy bits, just push them in. Okay? Now once that's in place, we are then going to add some bows. Whoops. Now I tied these already because it's just easier, isn't it? Just very simple, straightforward bows. Glued it on the back, and we're going to use the bow to hide our messy bit. You see, I'm working upside down now. Look, I've gone from one way to the other way, haven't I? Never mind. Push it down firm. Do another one. Whoops. There we go. Upside down again. Don't know why, but I find it easier when I'm doing this bit to go upside down. I think it's because it's nearer to me, so I can, you know, see what I'm doing better. Now, let's get it stuck on properly. Right. I was going to say, do I need a bit more glue on that? Might do. We'll see how we go. Okay, so we are now nicely decorated. A couple more things to do. First of all, we need to make sure the bag holds closed. Okay. Now the way I do this is I use, where are they? I have them stuck on my scissors, you see, so I don't lose them. These nice diddy little neodymium magnets. I think it's how you say it, neodymium. Yeah. And what I've done is I've actually, I can get them apart, stuck two together, which I hope you can see. Can you see that? I can't even see the camera. Stuck two together. Now, when you're sticking them together like this, it actually increases the strength of your magnets, and that's what we need, because like I've already said, it's very, very strong, this box, so you need to make sure, whoops, you need to make sure you've got enough strength to hold what you're doing. Now, once you've got your two magnets stuck together like that, well, I say to stick them together. You might decide you want to stick them together on the card, actually. I just like doing it this way. I find it easier. Just got to make sure I'm around the right way now. Wait, before you stick them on the card, do you remember when we were at school and they used to say to us, magnets have two poles, north and south. You need to make sure you've got your magnets around the right way. Otherwise, instead of closing, they're going to be repelling, and that's no good because you want the bag to shut, not stay open. So make sure you've got your magnets so that they're around the right way. And I'm just using glue dots on these because the glue dots are actually really, really strong. Now I'm going to lift up, going to lift up that edge, and I'm going to put them in the middle there. Yeah, about there. That'll do. Whoops. Oh look, it's stuck to my pokey toe. I can't get it off. Get off my pokey toe. There we go. There. Alright, so that's stuck nice and firm now. If it pops out, don't worry about it. Doesn't make any difference really. In fact, you could pop one out and leave one in. You could even push it down like that so it goes round it. Actually, that's quite a good idea. I might do that. I might just push it round. Oh well, whatever you want to do with it, it's entirely up to you. Where's the other one gone? Oh God, now I'm sticking them to my scissors again. I tell you, these magnets are just ridiculously strong. I'm actually going to put a link for these so that you know where to get them. The link will be on the blog post. And it will be under the video as well, so you know what you need to be looking for. Now, if I just pull that little bit up a little bit. Little bit. There we go. I'm going to do that again like I did with my pokey tool because that was quite cool. There we go. There. Now, to make sure they don't move, because obviously you don't want them pinging off at you, I'm just going to pop move that way. Just a couple of strips on top. Now these are pretty much the same width as our card, just slightly narrower. But I'm actually going to glue this. Now usually you would glue this and stick it on, wouldn't you? Well, I'm going to glue this because I want to make sure I haven't got glue on the magnet, because if there's glue on the magnet and I put this strip on, you're then going to see like the bulge of the magnet more, because the paper will go soft and it will just stick on it, and it might end up making it look a little bit untidy. So I'm just going to pop it on there. Now once that's in place, let's just move it where it needs to be. There we go. So now those magnets have the glue, the glue dot holding them in place, and they've also got this strip over the top, so there's no way it's coming off, and it looks better. I think it looks much neater. Gives your bag a nice finish, I think, because I mean, let's face it, the inside of the bag isn't that gorgeous, so you might as well make the most of it. At least now you've got the piece of ribbon, and you've got this nice little cover panel as well, so it makes it look neater, sweeter, and more yummy. Sounded like a sweet advert or something, didn't it? Right, so we have both of them in place. Now we're going to put some handles on. Now these handles that I've got here are, how wide are they? I think they're 5/8. Yeah, 5/8 by 8 1/4. Gorgeous grape again, okay? And I'm gonna put some glue on there. Now you might think, oh my goodness, this is a really weird way of doing it, but it works. I want to open that little hole that I've made, and I'm going to pop my handle in. Actually, if I do it around that way, you can see what I'm doing now, can't you? And I'm pushing it down. Whoops. I'm pushing it down till it meets this fold, because by doing it like that, I know now that that has got plenty down there, and when I do the end the same with this end, I'm going to end up with my handles exactly the same length, which obviously is what I want. So that's going there. Before I put the other side in, I'm just going to bend it just carefully, just gently, try not to give myself a paper cut. And I'm actually going to do that both ways. You could do this with a bone folder if you wanted to, but I don't want it curly. I just want to loosen it up a bit so that it bends round for me. So just a few times of stroking your card. Bit more glue on the ends, and we're going to bend it round. Whoop. And in. Hang on, I've gone all the fingers and thumbs again. Round and in. Now it will not want to bend. It will try and resist you and complain and have a bit of a foot stomping session. Just tell it it's going, it has no choice, and it will start to move. All right. If you did ribbon handles, you wouldn't have that problem, obviously, because it's fabric, and fabric is much more pliable. But when you're using card, you have to sort of mould it a bit to get it to do what you want. So my handles are now stuck in, and I'm just going to put some glue now down there to hold them nice and firmly in place. All right. And then that, whoops, a bit more glue everywhere. That is then going to add more strength to the magnets for a start, and it's going to make sure those handles are nice and secure and nice and solid. Okay, let's just bend that back just a little bit. Oh, my bow moved. Stay there, bow. Now let's do the other side, and when we do the other side, we're actually going to be using these handles to help us line up these ones. So this side is actually quite easy. pop some glue on. Now I didn't actually measure, you probably noticed that. I didn't measure where these handles had to go. I just sort of eyeballed it. But when I put one in, can you see? I can now tell where this one needs to be. So I can just slide it over, make sure it's in properly, and I've got a perfect match. It's just a very easy way of doing it without having to mess around measuring and things. I mean, obviously if you want to measure it, measure it. It's entirely up to you. Whatever way you want to do it, really. It's like putting the handles wherever you want to put the handles. Make them as long as you like, make them as short as you like, you know, whatever you want. Right, now let's have another little moment with our complaining cardstock. Oh, that's the one that doesn't work. Let's try that again. There we go. So, blob of glue, open up that little flap, whoops, slide it into place, make sure it's matching. Right, this one obviously needs to be over a bit more again. Make sure you've got it down as far as it goes. Was that in the right place there? Oh, no, not quite, look. That's it. Make sure you've got it down as far as it goes, and then just hold it just for a couple of seconds so you can make sure that it is actually secure, and then you can open up, pop your glue in there just to make sure everything is all nice and stuck solid. All right, and then squeeze it together. Whoops. Ew, there's glue on my finger. Hang on, I'll just wipe that off. That's it. Okay. Oh look, I've done it again. Oh, what a mess. Never mind. Right, so that is now nice and firm, and I've wiped the glue everywhere. Okay, so we can close our bag, give it a bit of a bounce again if you need to, if you feel it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And the last couple of things to do, we've got 2 more things to do yet. First of all, decide whether you want these in or out, or both. You could score it if you want to. All I did was I just pinched it a little bit, like that, and then it creased naturally, so I just gave it a little bit more of a crease, just squeezed it with the tip of my fingers, just to get it in place. And doing it that way, you end up with more of a smooth edge. So you could leave it like that, or like I showed you on the other one, you could actually fold them in, because they go in quite neatly. But like I said, if you do want to score them, by all means, score them. I don't think it's necessary. I just think, just poke it in, it's fine. Right, last things. Whoops. I'm just going to put butterfly on. Now this is the butterfly to match the card. So this butterfly matches this card. And you can see in my other video how I actually cut these out using a punch. Using the duet punch. That's it, that's the word, isn't it? Now I've already curled these using just my ruler. I'm just going to pop that in place there, and I curled it so that it just gives it, you know, just a little bit of dimension. So just curl them round like that, both sides, and then you can just stick them on. Bit of glue in the middle, and then just pop it in place. Is that centered? Oh, over a little bit. Line it up with a bow. That's probably the best idea, isn't it? But there, I think. And there you have your finished bag. So we've got these 2. matching as a nice set, and the ones that I made earlier matching as a nice set as well. Now, aren't they pretty? I think they are so lovely, these bags, and they are so simple to make as well. I know that looked complicated and obviously it took a while, but once you've actually done a few of them, you can knock them out so fast, and they're adorable. Right, well, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed that, even with the little interruption in the middle. Everything you need to make this bag, and the cards actually, because you're using the same things for the bags and the cards, everything you need is going to be under the video, and it's also going to be on my blog. You have your measurements in metric and in centimetres. No, metric is centimetres, metric and imperial. So doesn't matter where you are, you can still make it. Okay, until next time, I will see you again very soon. Make sure you subscribe to my videos, and then you will never miss one. You will see them all the time. And like I said in my other video, I've set myself this target. I really want to get my subscribers up to 20,000. That's my goal at the moment. So if you could please share my videos, get your friends to subscribe, and with any luck, I'll get to 20,000, because I'd really love to do that. That is my goal for the moment. Right, thank you very much once again, and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, bye.